This series will focus on my most interesting characters in anime and the ones that I find the most appealing personally. First on the list is Lelouch, aka the Demon Emperor. Lelouch, his main goal is to use the Black Knights as a tool for himself and his sister to survive in this world that is ruled by Britannia. Lelouch is a very interesting character because I feel that he is one of the only characters in anime who is an anti-hero of sorts, or a hero to some, or maybe a villain to others, that actually accomplishes his goals. Highly intelligent individual. He's also calm, sophisticated. Personality-wise, he's not very interesting, to be honest. But it's more of how much he grows and how much he doesn't let the power truly affect him to the degree that everyone or the viewer would think it would. He definitely cares about people, but I think it's more of a revenge story, as everyone would know, against his father, and more him trying to sort of figure out why him and his sister were banished and sort of get revenge for that as well, and what happened to his mother, and all these different questions that he has. But Lelouch is definitely a very intelligent character. I feel Lelouch is definitely one of the best characters in anime. Definitely a chess master as well, which I thought was a very odd but sort of pleasing interest. The chess in Code Geass is very well done, like very well used to the plot of the show. I love the fact that he uses the chess as a metaphor for the sort of games he plays with people, and the fact that the Black Knights and other organizations and the people in general that are used by Lelouch are nothing but pawns to him as zero. Lelouch is driven by the need to protect the ones he holds most dear to him. This includes characters such as Shirley, Kalin, obviously Nunnally, C2, and even Suzaku. Nunnally is everything to Lelouch, and we see that multiple times as he's shown to care for her very deeply, and not only her but also, as I said before, C2 is a major character in Lelouch's life. We see her as multiple times that she is put in danger. Lelouch always steps up to save her, whether this is because she is an important person to him or she is an important pawn. It is not clear to most, but I personally feel that there is a deep connection between him and C2, which is showcased when he saves and risks everything to take her away from his father Charles, who is trying to break Lelouch by using C2 as an instrument of that. Also, he does not give up on her after she loses her memory. He instead focuses on trying to get her back to the C2 that he knows. Unlike characters in other shows that show similar traits, such as Light Yagami from Death Note or Johan from Monster, Lelouch actually seems to give a shit about people, surprisingly. His main goal does stem from Nunnally, but he also just genuinely seems like a man who cares about people in general, and genuinely wants the Britannia Empire to crumble and to ashes because of the amount of treachery that he has discovered them to be doing, and taking over Japan, renaming it, colonizing it, completely taking away its culture, stripping it down to nothing but a body of land. Really is what he's fighting against, is that same brutality. Whether Lelouch is morally right or morally corrupt, it is up to you as a viewer to justify whatever action you think is right. But the Black Knights are the true villains of the show, in my opinion, because they are nothing but treacherous traitors, as you've seen in the show if you watched it, or as you will see in the future if you do decide to watch the show. These people are nothing but corrupt puppets who flay from one side to the other. They do not have any loyalty, they do not have any trust, They don't have anything. They are just puppets, and this is a perfect representation of the human psyche and the way most people act in tough times where they have to make decisions. I mean, this is shown multiple times throughout history, multiple betrayals that people have done to their leaders. Multiple times their leaders have been thrown under the bus in order for the so-called people. This is what happens when you try to save people. That's the main sort of message that I got from Code Geass, is this is what happens when you try to be a hero, when you try to be something much bigger than a human. When you play God, this is what happens. And Lelouch did a fine job, but at the end of the day, the same fate awaits him that awaits any man who decides to play God. If you do believe in God in the first place, which is also another topic for another day. Kalin herself is a very interesting woman in the fact that she seems to be morally conflicted between her love for Zero and her duty with the Black Knights. And another woman also is Shirley, who is the most innocent sort of puppy dog love that she showcases towards. Lelouch is the most innocent type of love in the show, and Lelouch truly seems to be saddened and sort of by her demise, but he does care about her and multiple other women in the show. It is not a harem. There is no sexual innuendos going on. There is no sort of panty dropping or falling down on each other type of bullshit that usually goes on in anime. But I mean, there is a fair amount of that in this show, but it's not something that derails the plot or destroys any sort of character development to a large degree. A person that I did not enjoy on this show was Suzaku, who I felt was just a horrible character. Did not like him at all whatsoever. He was a hypocritical piece of shit who judged sort of everything else that Zero/Lelouch did, but on the other hand, this man nukes Tokyo pretty much, and has no problem with that. Just because his father did not show attention to him when he was young, this kid decides to literally shit on everything that Lelouch does, simply because of the fact that he does not want to become his father. Just completely a blind-sided idiot. Absolutely a complete dumbass, an atrocious character, and whatever, that's not the point. Lelouch, the character of Lelouch, is an amazing character. It was a delight to watch Code Geass and to see him develop and grow as a human being. Lelouch is not the last character that I will be doing, and there will be more to come.